In today's video, I'm going to share how to design your very own crochet backpack using a few simple steps to make this project really easy to do. This video is designed to take you through the steps of how I made mine so that you can either replicate the one you see here or take this and use it as a template to create your own. There are timestamps along the progress line so you can skip to your point of interest. So let's go ahead and begin. The bag that you see here roughly measures about 11 inches in height and 10 inches wide. The sides are about 3.5 to 4 inches as well as the base. For my bag, I used a 100% cotton yarn. I would recommend a cotton or a cotton blend. Cotton has a lot less stretch in it, so this is ideal when you're working with bags or straps. When choosing out your granny square, I would recommend that you find one that is as solid as possible if you don't want to make a liner. That's what I did with mine. I made a solid flower granny square, and I also used a smaller hook size than what was required for the yarn I used. A typical granny square is about 4 by 4 inches. Mine turned out to be about 3.5 inches around, and that's because of the smaller hook. But 4 by 4 is a pretty good gauge. I have created a tutorial on how to make this square, so if you're interested in that, I'll add a little link here as well as in the description box below the video. By the way, if you do want to make a liner for your bag, it's really easy to do, and if you'd like to see a video on how to do that, please let me know in the comments and I'll start working on that. Once you've decided on your square and you've made them, it's time to join them together. For this bag, you'll need 9 for the front, 9 for the back, 3 for each side, and 3 for the bottom. This will give you a total of 27 squares. When you lay out your squares, you'll want to have something that looks like this. I found that it was easiest to join the body of the bag first, meaning I did the front portion, the back portion, and the base. I just joined all of that together first, and then I worked on the sides. When you're finished, you'll have something that looks like a box. To join mine, I used a flat seam join using a stretch of yarn with a tapestry needle. I do have a video sharing how to do this join as well as a couple of other favorite flat seam joins of mine, and I'll go ahead and link that here as well as in the description box below the video. This one is just a back bump join, and it's just taking a tapestry needle and just working my seam through those back bumps. When you're picking out a seam, I would recommend one where you are just working with yarn and a tapestry needle. It's a lot easier to do than if you're working with a crochet hook because you don't have to worry about the direction that you're doing your seams. Once you've created the body of your bag, now it's time to give it a little bit of height and to make your spaces or holes for your strap. To begin, fasten on however you like best and choose the center of the front or back panel. You really want to stay in the center for your fastening on because this is where you're going to be creating that very first hole eventually. I worked 3 rounds of single crochets continuously. I found that a stitch marker really helped with this to keep track of where the end of each round was. And then once you've finished your 3 rounds of single crochets, it's time to do the 4th round, which is creating the holes or spaces for your strap. So for these holes, you have 2 main goals. The first one is you're going to make sure that you create an odd number of holes or spaces. And the second one is to make sure that one of those holes is dead center in the center of either the front or the back of your bag. And this is because that is going to be where both of the ends of your strap come out to make your handle. For this bag, I used 15 holes, and the way I got to that number was I went around the bag with stitch markers and placed them at the center of each square, and then evenly dispersed the holes even more around that afterwards. And then once you've got an idea of where your 15 spaces are going to be, then it's time to create them. I'm going to be working with double crochets, but you could also do it with single crochets or half double crochets. It really depends on the size of your strap. My strap's pretty wide, so that's why I decided on a double crochet. So to begin, I did a chain 2 to serve as my first double crochet, plus 2 more to create the chain space. Skip the next 2 stitches and do a double crochet into the 3rd stitch. Then after that, I did 6 double crochets total for that little space before the next hole, and then just repeated the process around. I did 6 double crochets, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and then double crochet into the 3rd stitch. For the most part, I was able to do this all the way around, but towards the end, I did have to fudge things around a little bit just to make sure that I got that 15th hole in. So because of that, I did do an area with 5 double crochets and then another area with 4 double crochets. No one's going to notice this. It's just really important to make sure that you have that odd number of holes. Before you continue on, I would recommend that you just take a stretch of yarn and just weave through those holes, making sure that they start and end in that same center spot. And now for round 5, we're just going to go back to single crochets. To do this after the final round of those doubles, I just went into that first space with 2 single crochets, just wrapping around those chains, and then continuing on with single crochets into the top of those previous double crochets. I just do this all the way around. Again, I just use a stitch marker to help myself keep on track and did 3 rounds of single crochets. You can go bigger if you like, if you want to go higher, but I found that the 3 single crochets worked really well. And finally, it's time to make your strap. I have a video that I made recently sharing some very simple straps that I'll go ahead and link here. The one that I used from the video looks like an I-cord, but it's faster to make. First, I made a flat strap using a Tunisian technique that gives a knit stitch effect, and then I folded it together and joined with a slip stitch. The length of mine is 55 inches. Now I'm 5'3", so hopefully that gives you a little bit of a gauge to go longer or shorter with it. But I did find 55 inches worked really well. Just as a reminder, I used a cotton yarn to help avoid a lot of stretch, so just keep that in mind if you're working with a yarn that is a little bit softer or stretchier. You may need to go shorter than you think. And then once you've made your I-cord, it's time to thread it through the bag. Just take one end and feed it through the center hole and continue to weave in and out of the holes until you reach the other side. You want both of the strap ends to finish in the center, coming out towards you. Be sure to manipulate that strap to make sure both sides are even, because you're going to be attaching those ends to the corners of your bag. To do this, I just grabbed a spare piece of yarn and threaded it through the tips and then tied those together on the inside of the bag and then weaved them in. I also added an extra stitch about 1/4 inch higher to make it even more secure. And there you have it. I hope this inspires you to design a bag of your own, and if you do, be sure to share your photos with me over on Instagram. I always love seeing what you're working on. Now, if I've missed anything in the video, if you have a question, just pop it in the comments below, and I'll be sure to help you as best I can. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.